custom events and shared experiences. We've talked about how people bond. People bond over their hobbies. People bond over shared experiences. And one of the things you can do, and we touched on it really lightly earlier, is you can have your own experiences. You can have your own events that it doesn't have to always be like I have to go to this other event. You can do one. And so for me, I moved into a new apartment building, a nice uh, uh, luxury apartment building, I'll say. And I said, I want to meet some of these neighbors, right? And so I said, there's a e-bulletin board. And so on there, I said, I'm having a wine and cheese party. And I made it on a Tuesday to make it a little more inconvenient because I said, if it's on the weekend, I don't know, I don't need that kind of party. Tuesday should be a good time for a party. So I invited everybody. And then I had,
From the building.
yeah, invited the building and had the wine or cheese platter and a bunch of wine. I said, you don't have to bring any wine, just show up. And then, I was terrified, absolutely terrified, because, what if everybody shows up? And, I can't fit everybody into my place, but, there was a nice handful of people that showed up, and everyone brought wine, which they weren't supposed to, but everyone brought wine. And it was great. We got to bond over this, this new, hey, I'm new here. And I got to meet my neighbors, and under my terms, because it's my place. And it was a really good time. And then when I would see them around, I'd see them in the hallway, elevator, out in front of the building. And, so I got to know these people just through that. And then, they would invite me to some of their things. And that just kind of kicked it off. So you can have another example that I used was I was trying caviar, and I said I could just sit alone and have caviar, or I can make an event. So I invited a bunch of people. Hey, whoever wants to try caviar, I have 4 different kinds, and we're going to have it, and we're going to discuss it. And then people showed up, and we had it. We learned that we don't like caviar. I think one person liked it, but we
You
bought.
learned that you don't like caviar.
Yeah. And so now, whenever they see caviar, a commercial for caviar, whenever they talk about it, it's brought up, they think of me. They think, oh, well, yeah, I had the caviar with Nick. And we discovered that we were not fans of it. And, but we bonded over that, and they think about it. So you can have these little, you can have custom events and bring people out to do it. And it helps bond. Like uh, if you need more real estate potential partners, maybe you say, hey, we're going to go hit the miniature golf course. We're going to do 18 holes at the putt. Who's coming out? And then you can go do some putt golf, and you bond over, hey, Shane's so bad at putting, whatever. And then you're like, no, my sweet spot is 2 beers in, but after that, then my putting goes off. And, it's something really light and fun that you can do.
Sure.
And, so it's not like actual golf. You'd say, well, we're just going to go putt. But you bond over that. And so when it's time to, maybe we're going to do some business, am I, once again, the refrigerator magnet person, or Shane that, I completely dominated in the putt golf? Naturally, I'm going to go with Shane because, I know you and we bonded over that. Do you have any experiences with the uh, shared experiences or custom events that come to mind?
So I've never actually put on or hosted an event in that type of sense, but I have been invited to events here in the area. So when we first got to where I'm at from Europe, we got invited to specific also wine tasting events, or I would like to call them what do they call it? It was a Halloween event, but it was for adults, and they called it trick trick or booze or something like that. It was like it's all about the booze, and BOOZE type of thing. And it was kind of just like it was a seasonal theme based event, and we were able to get there, and yeah, then you're able to like meet your neighbors, kind of like what you were saying. But as far as like getting to know people, I talked about this earlier. You can go and read reviews or go on Yelp or something like that. You can read about the orthodontist in your area or the realtor in your area that you want to go with. or you can based on someone that you know, like, and trust already, and take their recommendation for whoever you would like to go and see for cake making, for example. You need a cake for your upcoming birthday. Well, who did you use? And that is just already so much better because you already know, well, this person has 2 kids, this person has the same type of thought process, same type of budget constraints, or whatever have you. And I think it just makes so much of a difference. Hey, I'm thinking about selling my house. I see that you just sold your house in the area as well. Who did you use?
Right.
And then just connections like that. I think just in general, like networking, not necessarily business, but just life, business, everything related. So it's just a generality.
Right. All right.